You ready? Is that Ryan chilling in the background? Hey, hello. I'm Tina Poulsen, Triple Diamond. If you're on this, I am one of your leaders, and I invited Ashley, who's our Ambassador Diamond upline. She is actually who I enrolled under.
Actually, I kind of invited myself.
Actually, she did. I was like, do you have anything going on tonight? Before she has the baby. I seriously thought you were in the hospital again.
I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
May 14th of 2014, I started my business. Oh my, almost 4 years ago. So 4 years ago next month. And I did not know Ashley, but Ashley's post came up like that we were friends 4 years ago. Did you see that the other day? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just laughing because Tina was the biggest pain in the butt. I'm going to keep this PG.
I blamed a lot on Brian. I was like, no.
She really did.
Brian had no idea. I'm like, no, my husband doesn't really think that this is legit. When really,
Tina,
it's like,
she literally went back and forth between being a customer and being a distributor for like a week. And she's like, well, my husband this, and I don't know if that, and how does this, and I'm not, I'm just going to be a customer. And, I'm new, like I'm a month or two in my business. I don't care what you sign up for. I'm just excited for you to sign up for something. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to do the business. And I'm like, oh, yeah, girl, let's do it. And she did. And then I was like, oh gosh, what have we gotten ourselves into? And now we're friends and it's cool.
I know. At the beginning, I was like waiting for, I don't know. The beginning, I did not take off right away. And that's the one thing I can't, like, if I could go back, I don't know why I didn't listen to Ashley when she told me not to make a new Facebook and a new Instagram account. I just like literally disregarded what she was saying. And I decided that it would be best to make a new Facebook account and just add a bunch of random new people, which made me look like the biggest creeper in the world, and no one would accept my friend requests.
Brian, so Tina Poulsen.
Yeah.
Wasn't that it? It was the mix account.
Oh man, it was just not working. So I ended up coming back to like my normal Facebook account with my friends and family on it, and that probably was like 3 weeks into my business. I never got any loyal customers in the first couple of weeks. And I waited for my distributor kit to get in so I could try the wraps myself. So like I knew what I was talking about. And then as soon as I did 3 wraps and I had my own pictures and I was so excited. I'm like, why did I not jump on this? Like as soon as I became a distributor, because it was all network marketing anyway. And so I was being taught what to do online. I didn't need my distributor kit and I did not need my personal results in order to get my first 4 loyal customers. So now I look back and I always tell my new distributors, like, don't do what I did because you're just going to waste time. You're going to be down to like the last week that you can get your $100 in free. Well, it was when we started, it was $120 in free product. So, you don't want to wait until the last week like I did and be like, will someone please like be my customer so that I can try these products? You want to jump into this and do this right away. When you sign up to be a distributor, you are paying, some of you just paid $50, so you got super lucky, but you're paying $99 to make money, right? Like we're not in this to spend money. We're in this to make money. So I bought defining gel because I thought like defining gel and wraps that was what I wanted to be a loyal customer for. I maxed out a credit card. I did not tell my husband until after the fact. And I just knew that this is something that I was going to do. It wasn't even that I did not question myself. I knew right away that if I was spending that money that my family did not have, I had to figure out a way to make this work. And so when a new distributor joins my team and they're like, well, yeah, I'll try this out. I'll see if it works. I'm like, listen, if you're just planning on just trying this out, it's probably not for you. Because if you don't come into this business knowing that you're going to be successful and being confident about this business, then you're probably not going to be successful. I do always tell people, when you start your business, you are going to fake that you have a clue about what you're talking about. And I still do it to this day. Like, sometimes I'm just like, I don't even know what this means. I had one of our new distributors on our team message me tonight and go, what is this girl saying? Like, I don't know how to respond to this. And I was like, ooh, me either. So I'm going to ask somebody else. And so it's not, we don't know everything. Like, I mean, when you sign up, you don't know anything. Okay. So I've been in this for 4 years and people ask me questions and I'm like, oh man, I really have to ask somebody else. So like, don't feel stupid to ask someone questions. Cause I know some people will hold back and be like, well, I asked in the chat, but no one's answering me. So I don't want to go, to my upline and ask them. And it's like, no, that's wrong. You need to be asking questions because we don't know. Like, if we're not in that chat right away and you're trying to respond to someone, yes, that person is always interested, but we might just like have a million chats going on and we may not have seen that. So message us. And the more you message us, the more successful you are going to be with your business. Of course, about Product Coach. So My It Works Product Coach is going to be your best friend. So if you don't, I'm just laughing because I asked Jenny Fallett, I said, listen, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, this girl's talking about, the keto coffee and the nutrition facts in it. And I'm like, this isn't making sense. She goes, did you ask Product Coach? I'm like, dude, I've been in this for 4 years and you just had to tell me to go on Product Coach just because I'm asking a question. It's true though. Like, I could have just gone to Product Coach and just done it myself instead of like asking someone a question. So that website is something that you should be like studying. I'm pretty new to the keto coffee. So obviously that's something I don't go into detail about. It's this amount of milligrams equals this amount of grams. Like, this is what this girl was asking about. And I was like, dude, hey Google, hey Siri. That's exactly what I did. I was like, Siri, how many milligrams is equivalent to whatever? And I found out, and I just made this great, like, I don't know, great response to this girl. And I felt so confident in myself. I'm like, I had no idea what I was talking about, but I like went to Product Coach and then I put in a little bit about our CEO and how he had to have a keto lifestyle because he had cancer and that's what his doctor put him on a keto diet. And so I just, I'm still learning to this day. So if you guys jump into this business and you just ask questions, you get on Product Coach and you learn, you're going to learn every single day. It doesn't matter how. You can use the TV in our bedroom, honey. It doesn't matter like how long you've been in the business, you're going to be learning every single day. And it doesn't matter if you're learning from an upline or a downline or your sideline. These people are your friends in this business, and we are here to help you succeed, whether you are wherever. If you're not on our chart, you're still somewhere on my team, and we're going to help you. Okay, so enough about that. We just wanted to get on here to introduce ourselves. Once again, I'm Tina Poulsen, and I'm going to shut up and let Ashley introduce herself and talk a little bit about how she started.
Ashley is no, I'm just joking. No,
Ashley's ready to have a baby.
Ashley's just laying in bed trying to get my water to break. No big deal. It's not working. No, but as Tina said, she signed up with me 4 years ago, almost now. But I started 4 years ago in February. Is that why Joey's half naked?
Yep.
I hope there's new people on. You guys, we're just real legit people.
I was just going to ask, how far is she dilated, Joey? If you're checking.
Well, according to the hospital, 4 centimeters. So anyways, I started 4 years ago in February. I also met some random chick on Facebook. Okay, you guys notice a pattern? If you're on here, I bet that's how you met someone, right? So I met some random chick on Facebook making money, and I was like, okay, I need that. Did I have the money? No, I probably was like the worst off ever. And we were not even flushing our toilets. We were not, I mean, I was legitimately yelling at everybody, do not use more than 3 toilet paper sheets. It's really crazy. And I just knew that I needed this. And I like how you said that, you know, when you started, you knew that this was like it. Like, you were like, I'm making this work. And it's funny because, like, right away, that was the same exact feeling I had. I was just like, this is my answer. That was just all there was to it. There wasn't any, I'll try it and see where it goes. Because when I was talking to Jade, I was like, I can make $300 a month. That's all I need to make to be able to stay home, $300 a month. I can do that. And it's funny that I thought that because I've never done sales before. I've been poor my whole life. Like, I didn't like to ask people to spend money. But I thought, I can use social media and I can make $300 a month. Like, I can do that. And I did. And it was never like a question to me. It was just, I'm going to do it. And no, I didn't make it my first month. And no, I didn't make it my second month. But I worked hard because I knew that working hard consistently was going to lead, it was going to be this great snowball effect that led to these amazing things. It's just how we talked about it a lot when I started, was this snowball effect. First it's 2 customers, then the next month you have 10, and then the next month you have 30, and it's just such a great snowball effect. And I just knew that this was my answer. So I jumped in, and I'm now an ambassador diamond, so that's the highest rank in the company. And, it's crazy to me still that I was able to do it, because still I don't like to ask people for anything. Ask Tina. I'm like, I don't like, I just do it myself.
Oh my God.
I don't ask for things. And I'm uncomfortable with new people, and I'm socially awkward, and I'm an introvert. I'm everything that should not succeed in business, except for the fact that I'm a mom. And I needed this to work, and I wasn't going to quit. And it wasn't an option to me. So, for anybody on here who's thinking, I am not the type to be able to make this work, good. There's not a type. There's not one certain type that's going to make this work. There's not one certain person that can take it all the way. There's not one certain look or one certain background, or you have to have kids, or you can't have kids, dogs, cats, whatever. I don't care what it is. You have what it takes. If in your heart and soul and your mind, you know that you have what it takes. We have all kinds on here that are successful. And if, you signed up with somebody who you feel totally different from, which is fine, because I sign up people who aren't moms, and I'm just like 100% a mom all the time. It's fine to go find somebody who is more like you, who's on the same path as you, who likes the same things as you. Follow them and do what they do. And it's fine to, mimic different people that are just speaking to you. Because if that's what it takes to be successful, then do it. And good golly, just like Tina said, ask questions. I cannot express this enough. Everybody's busy, okay? I don't care if you're an executive or if you're nothing or you're ambassador diamond, black diamond, everybody's busy, okay? But the people who ask the questions and the people who reach out and they're not shy and they're like, look, I need help. What do I say? How do I say it? What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Annoy the crap out of your upline or your upline's upline or wherever you are. Ask questions, because that's what's going to take you to the next level. Or don't ask questions and do nothing and make nothing and waste your money. Like, that's up to you. Although if you're on this, you're probably not going to waste your money. So kudos to you guys. I like you. So I think I got a little, deterred from my story, but it's fine.
We didn't really have a plan with
My
this. We
story's
just
not
kind
all
of.
that interesting. Tina's is better.
It is. I didn't even talk
Are you
about
still
my
there?
story.
Your face is just frozen in this smile.
Oh. Can you see me? Anyone? Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
There's no
just like
plan.
Ashley said,
There's no plan.
Yeah, we have no plan. I just was like, we need to like meet our team, we have had so many people come into this business within the past 2 weeks that I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so disconnected. And that's just not, I don't like that. I like to know exactly who is on my team, and I don't care where you are. If you join any of my leaders' teams, like, you need to be a part of the chats and the groups and the team pages and everything, because we literally, just like Ashley said, look, we work as a team. We're all together in this. Like, when you start your business, you have no idea what you're doing. So who's going to walk you through these conversations? We are. Like, we've been doing this for a long time now. So it's not going to annoy us if you message us 6 times. It's actually probably, everyone on my team knows, like, Tina's late to everything. I got on 3 minutes late. Just like, I was like by my phone, but I'm like, I have to be late, because if I'm on time to anything, like, it's not okay. Something's wrong. So, it's just, if you come to us, I promise you, we are going to answer you. We want to help you. We want to make you guys successful. And it is true that, like, if you come into the business and you are going to make money, whether it is $100 a month or it is $10,000 a month, because some people do start their business and say, I want to make 10 grand a month. And I'm like, holy crap. Well, then you better be sticking with us.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And it's like, look at Amber when she came into it. What'd she say? She needed $6,000 a month, right?
I was double diamond. I just promoted when she joined. I said, how much do you want to make? She said $6,000 a month. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm like,
and that's exactly
you know
what she
that
did.
we have to work up to this, right? She's like, yeah, I know. Like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Whatever. You tell us what you need to do. Like, you give us a number, and that means that you're going to be running with us then. So if you give us a number, you're like $100 a month. We're like, oh, please. Like, just wait. You'll want the 100, and then they'll come out with a bonus, and you'll be like, I need that too. And then you're going to see someone else promote, and you're going to go, I need that too. And you're just going to keep going, and then your checks just keep going up. But I do want to say, like, the beginning of your business, the one thing you want to focus on at the beginning is 4 loyal customers. Like, you have an entire month to get 4 friends, family members, randoms to purchase one product from you. Okay. If you break that up, like, look at how simple that is. That is one customer a month. Yeah, right. One customer a week that you have to enroll.
Fine, you can lay down.
And if you are sending us screenshots and you're messaging people and you're excited to get your $100 in free product, I can promise you, you are going to get $100 in free product. Okay. This business, I think, is like 95% in your head.
100%. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Oh, no. I was saying 100% to what you said.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
because we still have to do work. But yeah, either way, the point is, it's a mental
You're going to
business.
do the work when you're confident. If you, like, when I said I joined this business and I never had the words, I'm going to try this, come out of my mouth, that's just not something that it never came out of my mouth with this business. Okay. And that kind of, to me, it was like some random girl, which is Ashley, was sent to me. Like, I don't have to go through my entire story, but I had 2 children under 2 years old, 2 babies. And this girl added me on Facebook a month after Anna was born, which was my second daughter. I started my business with her, like, after arguing with her for like ever about what I wanted to do between being a loyal customer or a distributor. I finally started my business after, like,
don't worry, she was late to answer everything back then too.
Yes, exactly. I had 2 under 2 then, though, so I had like a reason to be late. But no, here come the waterworks. Okay, so then, like, I got this girl. She added me on Facebook, and after a month of talking to her, I don't know what it was. I was just like, I know I need these wraps because I just had 2 C-sections in 18 months. But I was like, something was just telling me to trust her and to just go with my gut. and start this business and pay that $40 extra to start the business. And so I did, and I started it, and it literally from day one, I was like, that girl is my guardian angel. That girl was sent to me for a reason. Like, this business was put into my life, and it was God. It was 100% God sent me Ashley Mirth.
And you guys, I was an executive at this point. Yeah.
Right.
I was an
Yeah. She was
executive.
just like so new.
So it's not like she was like, oh my gosh, she's making $5,000.
No, you weren't inspiring at all.
No,
I'm just kidding.
It was literally just
No.
sometimes
It was
you just know.
No, and you were confident though. You told me, you want to make $300 extra a month, we're going to make you $300 extra a month. And you were so confident in yourself, and you were a new distributor, and I didn't know that. I didn't even know I didn't know that she had didn't have a team under her or anything, because she was so confident. And so I started under this girl who I called my guardian angel. She's like, shit, I just started my business myself. Let's work together. And so we learned together. That's literally how we did this. We learned together. You know, I'd be like, hey, Ashley, what's this? And she'd be like, hey, Jade, what's this? And Jade was probably like, hey, Missy, what's this? Like, that's just how this works, even to this day. So I just want to explain to you guys that this business, whether you're religious or not, like, it was put in your life for a reason. I can promise you that. 4 months after I started my business, my baby, who was only she was 5 months old, she went cross-eyed. Like, she woke up from a nap and she went completely cross-eyed in her right eye. And I mean, everything went through my head. I'm like, what the hell? Like, she just woke up and she was her eye was just completely crossed. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is not normal. So I called pediatrician, and I called my aunt who worked for a pediatrician's office, and I just kept calling people, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with my kid? And right away they said, you need to come in. She needs an MRI. We need to see we need to rule out a tumor sitting on her 6th cranial nerve. And so I was like, oh my God, like, my baby. And then I had another baby at home. And I mean, my family's all in Massachusetts. We have Brian's family here, but we're not like super close to his family. So I just felt so like devastated. I was like, oh my gosh. You know what? The people that I talked to were like my It Works people. Like, people I didn't even meet. I hadn't met Ashley yet. And then so ruled the tumor out. Still had no idea why she was cross-eyed. It would come and go every 2 weeks. What? Oh, she did have a spinal tap. She had a lot of tests. Brian's like, spinal tap. And then she had like CTs. And I mean, she's had a million different tests. And then so it would come and go every couple of weeks. And then she started passing out when she was 6 months old. And the first time she did it, I was like, what the hell is wrong? She was like laying stiff as a board in my arms. She fell. She was like sitting up by her high chair, and I was washing her tray off from her high chair. And she was sitting up on the floor, and all of a sudden she just collapsed. Like, she just fell over and was completely blue. I picked her up, and she was just stiff, was just a rock. And I had Emma, she wasn't even 2 yet. And she's staring at me, and she starts crying, and she's like, Mommy, like, what is wrong with my baby? And she wasn't breathing, and it was just the scariest thing. I sat on the floor with my baby in my arms, and I was just like, my child is dead in my arms. I have no idea what's wrong. And then it just clicked. I was like, okay, I got to get up. I stood up. I had her in my arms, and I walked over to the front door, and I opened the front door because I was like getting just hot, and I was like, I'm going to pass out myself. Emma's running after me. I just started doing chest compressions on my way to the front door, opened the front door, gave her a breath, and she just like kind of like just gagged and came back. And I'm like, that was, my baby was like dead. Like, I can't even explain how it felt. I don't even want to like relive that ever. But then it started happening a lot. And it happened really often. And it was always when Brian was at work. The ambulance came, we went to the hospital. She had tests done. And they said nothing's coming back. Went to the hospital again. The next time it happened, I mean, we've just been ambulance rides to hospitals. And then the third time, she was 10 months old. Well, not the third time. It was like way after the third time. But the third time that was like a big hit for us was when she was in the hospital when she was 10 months old. So we went in because she passed out, and um, they brought us up to Children's, which was an hour away. I had no clothes. I had nothing. I didn't have a bag packed because every time they sent us home. So I'm like, well, what's going to happen now? They're going to send us home with no answers. Brian was at home with Emma, and they brought us up to Children's. You met us up there, yeah. And so we were in the ER there, and they said, you can spend the night and we'll get her in for tests in the morning. And I was like, okay, because it was a Friday night. So it wasn't like they could get us like right, you know what I mean? They had to wait Saturday morning. A doctor was going to come in and they would finally do it. And they said, you can come back tomorrow and my mom was like, you are not leaving there without answers. And I was like, okay, mom knows best. Mommy knows best. And I wouldn't leave the hospital. Like I was like, nope, we're staying then. So they admitted us up at Children's. Woke up the next day. Brian was home with Emma. And they said, they took her blood counts before doing like another MRI and CT scan. And her blood counts came back abnormal. And they said, has she ever had abnormal blood counts before? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I mean, I'm the mom here. Like, you tell me what you're talking about. Cause I know I saw that. Thank you, Caitlin. And so this was like, what is going on? And they said, I know, Caitlin, that's okay. I wasn't thinking per usual. So we're in there. Brian went home with Emma. We spent the night. She got blood taken. They said, her white blood count is super low, like specifically her ANC, which is leukemia patients have a very, very low ANC, like almost nothing. And that's what Anna was at. And so they said, sometimes this can be caused by a virus. And I'm sitting here, I'm in the middle of nursing school with 2 babies pretty much. And I'm like, they didn't realize that I knew something was not right. And so I just kept going with them and I was like, okay. And so they said, we're going to keep checking her counts. They did the CT scan, her CT angio, I don't know, and all these labs, genetics and whatever. And everything came back normal, like everything. And I'm like, this kid's cross-eyed. She passes out. Now she's got they said her blood counts were lower than a chemo patient. So she had to be in isolation. So I wasn't allowed to leave the room. Like my cup of water could not leave the room. They didn't know what was wrong with her. And so I'm sitting in this room, like, what is going on with my child? And no one is telling me anything. And we had to spend like a week there because every morning she'd wake up and they'd take her blood count and it would be super low. And they said it's way lower than a chemo patient. Like a chemo patient's at like 500, Anna's are at like 50, which is basically nothing. Normal is 1500 and up. And so she'd wake up and it would be like, oh, she's at 50. And then the next day it would be at 10. And the next day it would be like 100. And then the next day it would be 0. And so they said anything below 500 is basically she can't fight off any bacterial infections. So I mean, there were nights that I did not sleep. I was holding her. She was hooked up to an IV the whole time. She was 10 months old. She wanted to just get out and walk. She wanted to crawl around. She was walking. So she wanted to get up and go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to just hold her. And I nursed her and I just worked my business. Like I started this business 4 months before all of this stuff happened. This girl added me on Facebook 5 months before my healthy child became like chronically ill, like to the point that we could not go to stores with her. We couldn't go anywhere. People couldn't come into our house. We'd have hand sanitizer at the front. Like as soon as you walked into our house, we had this huge thing of hand sanitizer. We didn't have birthday parties for her. We had to give her Neupogen shots. Brian would hold her down. Emma would hold her hand, and I had to give her a shot like every 3 days to boost her Neupogen or her neutrophil levels because her body was fighting them off. And so I'm just thinking back, I'm like, we were going through a bankruptcy at this point. I started my business and we were talking to the bankruptcy lawyer. I had no idea that $100 a month, or me wanting to make $300 a month, was going to turn into 16 grand a year later, monthly. Like, that's just something you don't think of. And so we went through with the bankruptcy. We were like, here's all the hospital bills. We had our debt from before that we needed to get rid of. It was over $80,000 worth of debt. And we were just stuck. We couldn't pay. One of the tests that wasn't covered by insurance was 10 grand. One of the blood, it was just a lab draw, and it was a genetics test, and it was $10,000. I'm like, how do people do this? They don't. And so I'm sitting here thinking, like, I'm not the only mom in here that is sleep deprived, hasn't drank water in 2 days, hasn't had anything except chicken nuggets off their child's tray from lunch. Like, I'm not the only one in here who can't work a full-time job because I'm in the hospital with my baby. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, why am I not helping other people who are in the same situation as me? I am a new distributor with It Works Global, and I can promise you I am going to help hundreds of thousands of people that have been in the hospital with their sick baby, switching off. Hey, okay, you can go to work this week. I'll take this week off of work. Brian was taking leave without pay from his job because he didn't have any more leave built up. We couldn't afford leave without pay at this point without my business. Like, I know his work employees donated leave to him so that we go up to Boston. We went to 7 different hospitals trying to figure out what was wrong with Anna. Well, she's had 3 different surgeries now. 2 weeks ago was her surgery on her eye to fix her eye. But they told me that the neurosurgeon, which is a brain surgeon, said that my daughter was too interesting for a neuro team, and we have run out of options in Nebraska. So we went up to 3 different hospitals in Boston. No one could tell us anything. And so I just worked my business. I kept promoting. In 13, I went triple diamond because I needed this. I had to be with my daughter. I had to quit nursing school because I said, I'm sorry, I'm at Children's Hospital, and I don't know when I'm getting out of here. Caitlin, how many minutes do I have? 4. Thank you. I'm a talker, so it could just end on us. And so, this, like I said, this business was put into my life. This girl on social media changed my entire life. My husband became a stay-at-home dad. I got pregnant with Aubrey, which is our 3rd, which I never thought that I'd have another baby after Anna. Whew, she was my little Spitfire. I literally never thought that I would want another baby. Like, I didn't know how I could deal with another child if something had happened. And just all these unknown medical issues. I'm like, oh my gosh. But you know what? I always realize, I'm like, no, I'm meant to be a mom. I'm meant to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm meant to take care of my children. And we weren't done. Like, we knew we wanted to have another baby. And so we did. Now we're done. Right, Bri? But I'm like, we knew we wanted Aubrey. And so we had our 3rd daughter, and I was so sick during my pregnancy. So sick.
My eyes are so hard.
What? Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I know I don't have my glasses on, so I'm like squinting.
No, I'm rolling my eyes at you. That's all.
Oh, all right. And so we had Aubrey, and when I was pregnant with her, I was like so sick to the point that I was like in the hospital getting IVs. I know Erica had to deal with HG. And it was brutal. And I said, Brian, you're done with work. Like, I'm a triple diamond. You're a double diamond. Let's just try this stay-at-home family thing. And he quit his job, and he was home, and I had a 3rd C-section. And Caitlin's laughing because we didn't really, the whole stay-at-home family thing, it was cool for like a little while. And then I was like, meh, I am way too bossy for this shit. So he went back to work. He is now with the government again. It was just like not for us. I'm very controlling. I'm like, you're folding the towels the wrong way. What are you doing? And he'd be like, can you just like leave, go to Starbucks and work? And I'm like, no. And he's like, I'm going to take the girls to the zoo. I'm like, I'm coming. And he's like, well, you could be like working your business. I'm like, I can work from the zoo. Okay. I did this all when you were at work. Okay. Less than a minute. All right. Well, I wanted to thank you guys all for being on here. Your towels get folded. I know. Not anymore. Are you kidding? That was like before my 3rd baby.
That was like when Brian did it wrong.
Yeah, for real. Okay, so thank you guys for getting on here. Please add Ashley and I to Facebook, follow us, and make sure that you guys know that you guys can come to us for anything. We are we're all a team. There's no, like, your sidelines, uplines. We are all here to help you guys. Thank you for getting on here and taking the time. I'm sorry I didn't read any of these messages. Once I'm rolling, I'm just rolling. So we'll do another Zoom because I did the like short one. We'll do one here soon to make sure that all of our new distributors are on. But it was nice meeting you guys. Thank you for getting on. Thanks, Ash.
Bye, guys.
Bye.